Hello, welcome to the Adebola Abeni Omotayo page on Facebook. Here, mainly, we discuss African proverbs, particularly Yoruba proverbs. The proverb that I would like to discuss today is the one that goes thus: Ìpín La Bá Waye. We are here by destiny. Everyone who is here on earth is here by his or her destiny. There are things that had been written, so to say, in respect of you that would happen almost definitely. I don't want to say definitely, but almost definitely. If one is patient. And sometimes one may also say definitely. But there are other variables surrounding the term definitely or almost definitely that would create some allowance for one to play certain roles to ensure that the destiny comes to be and that it endures. Sometimes you've been destined to have certain experiences, but it may be delayed. It may happen fast, but not last. So this is where you have roles to play here and there. Something happened towards the end of last year, I guess. There was an Instagram post that went viral, and the content of the post is that the then wife of the Oni of Ife said that she was done. She no longer wanted to be the wife of the king, and everybody, including me, many people, so many people were so surprised. Not only surprised, but disappointed. But let me tell you one funny thing. That one is not the newsman part of me, but the emotional part of me. Until last night, I was still expecting somebody, either the palace's spokesperson or Mama Adeni to come out and debunk that post. Maybe to say something like I was pregnant and I chose to go on recess. I had to travel with my son, the prince, to save him from evil eyes, and I was expecting, the emotional part of me was still expecting something like that someday, or maybe I'll just hear an information that it's over and she's back in the palace. Up till last night. However, when I woke up this morning, I found that another queen has been ushered in to the palace in Ife. Mariam Anaku. Mariam Anaku was last night ushered in as the queen in Ife. First and foremost, I like to congratulate the Oni Adebola Ife. Onyewa Alowo, the Arole Oodua, His Royal Majesty, His Imperial Majesty, Ọba Enitan Adeyeye Ogunwusi, on this achievement. Yes, it is an achievement. On this development, yes, it is a development. I am particularly happy for the king because when the news of the former Olori leaving the queen broke towards the end of last year, between that time and now, a lot a lot, and I mean a lot, has been said about the king. Some said, oh, I don't have to repeat all that has been said, but things that are denigrating, things that are reproachful, things that are spiteful, things that are insultive, things that are not befitting, all sorts of things are being said about the king regarding his so-called inability to manage a wife. And while all of that was going on, my feelings were that these people do not understand that Ìpín La Bá Waye, we are here by destiny. Many years ago, somebody was telling me the story of a lady who had a very happy family. The lady had a very loving husband, and together they had 5 children or thereabouts. And so they were Christians, devoted Christians, and they tried to the best of their abilities to live up to the doctrines of Christianity. They would pay their tithes, they would go to church regularly, they would show love to their neighbor, which is the utmost law, the number 1 law in Christianity. They would show love to anybody that they are able to. They would serve as officials in the church, either as usher or pastor. They were ministers. And so all of a sudden, for a reason that nobody who knew them would understand, the man suddenly died. And so the wife went almost crazy. She questioned God. God, why would you do this to me? And she was counting her good deeds to the Lord. If it was this, I did it. If it was that, I did it. If it was this, I was up to the scale. And then, funny thing, somebody said the woman would call on God to come and sleep with her. Any need that she had, which the husband should have rose up to, the lady would then call God. Now you've taken him, so I need somebody to caress me. God, come and caress me. Now you've taken him, I need to pay my children's school fees. Come down and pay it. She was almost going crazy. And then at the end of the day, another man came forth and married this lady in the most honorable manner. There was the most beautiful wedding, and despite the fact that the lady already had 5 children, this man had never been married. But he took this lady with her 5 children and doted on her like a virgin. Ìpín La Bá Waye, we are here by destiny. No matter what anybody says, while another man is going through his own tests or challenges, Ìpín La Bá Waye, what would be. There was also the story of another lady whose marriage crashed, and somebody came around to counsel her. And she also told her the story of another lady who didn't get it right until the 6th marriage. So the lady counseling the lady whose marriage just crashed told her that she knew an auntie who had married 5 times. And everybody was saying, this is too much. She must be having some problem. She must be the cause of her travails. She must, they said all sort of things about that auntie. But at the end of the day, the sixth man came. And when he came, that auntie island already had 5 children as well, from different men. But when the sixth man came, he gave her the most beautiful wedding that a virgin can pray for. And again, he was doting on her as, I don't know, as a virgin. That's the nearest thing that I could say to describe the way that the man was pampering that that auntie, that elderly person with 5 children from different men. Ìpín La Bá Waye. No matter what people say when you are in trouble, what would be, would be. So don't worry. I don't know what you are going through right now. I don't know what you have gone through in the past. But don't forget, Ìpín La Bá Waye. What would be, would be. If you've been a scavenger and you are destined to have surplus and give to others in a palace, it would see happen. Being a scavenger would then become your story, will become a thing of the past. So don't worry, just keep doing what you can do now. Keep doing what you are able to do now, and keep praying that God should make your joy full. And He will. He will, because He has done that in the past. That is what He knows how to do. Making full the joy of those who absolutely rely on Him. He will make your joy full. You know what? When it came out as a rumor that there was one Mariam Anako who has been anointed to be the next queen in Ife the Source, I have seen bloggers who said Ebira, and I have also seen another person who said it to me directly, that Ebira as queen in Ife. I don't, maybe I would have felt the same way, but something that had happened earlier guided me to cancel that person that said Ebira correctly. Something happened to me directly. My husband is elderly, and so there was a day he was speaking to somebody on the phone. That person too is an elderly person, and so when he gave the phone to me to speak to that person, the person was addressing me as ma, and I objected to that, and I said, sir, I am young. It's because you've not seen me. I'm not as elderly because the person relates to my husband as a son figure. So I was trying to tell him that no, I'm not as elderly as the man you relate to as a son figure. I am quite young. So please, you are far, far, far older than me. Please, my name is Bola. So the man said to me that I can't remember the Hausa word, but he showed me an Hausa proverb. He said maybe Seriki, what do you call friend in Hausa? Aboki, yeah. He said Aboki Ubankane. That is, the friend of your father is also father. That I should not say that. And it was the counsel of that man that guided me to be able to say the right thing to that lady who expressed the surprise that the Oni is taking an Ebira lady as queen. I said, no. What do you call wife in Hausa? Mata Ubanka. your mama ne. Matau Banka, your daddy's wife is your mama. Excuse me. So congrats. All hail the queen, Miriam Anako. I'm so happy for you both, the new queen and the king. Olewa Lowo, you have made us proud today because we have a proverb that says, Apole Osi, Fobati Ololori. And I understand how challenging, how disturbing it could be. I understand how disturbing it could be. But in all love, the experience of wagging tongues here and there, our king stood tall. Our king weathered the storm with grace. In fact, he rode on the tide victoriously. And at the end of the day, last night, it happened that Miriam Anako became the queen in Ile-Ife. Congratulations. I wish you well. Now, I'd like to say this before I end this video. The former queen, the immediate past queen, was of a humble background before she was brought to the palace. And by herself, she had told the story of how not just poor, wretched that they were. Now, the new queen, Queen Miriam Anako, is well off even before marrying the king. She was into oil and gas, and you know what that means. She was a career lady, a successful one at that. And I guess she was, when it comes to materials, she was comfortable materially. So the counsel now is, whoever you may be, wherever you find yourself, don't make your performance a barricade to others who are willing to travel that path to find fulfillment. There are times that people would say, Omo Ileni, that is the seed of paupers, of a pauper, the child of a pauper. And there is nothing that you do to them, there is no height that you take them, that they will not come back to lick the ground, to lick the floor. Because they are just used to licking the floor. They are just used to the pauper's lifestyle. And so they will cancel other successful, well-to-do, comfortable, wealthy men not to go there. Because if you go there, a pig will return to be a pig. No, it is not correct. There have been people from very humble background who were invited to the palace and they square up to it. They used the opportunity well. And they created a good story to inspire other comfortable, wealthy, highly placed men who may want to marry a wife from lowly backgrounds. So what story are you creating for your kind? Because as we are here, everybody has their kinds. So what story are you creating for your kind? For somebody who is where you were? What impression are you leaving with the people that you meet as you forge ahead about your kind? Now there are also people who have the impression about career ladies like Miriam Anako, who would say, that lady is very successful. She's still comfortable to be a wife. If you marry her, she would be too proud. She would mess it up. She is full of herself. She had seen money. She's an oil and gas executive. She will not respect you. Queen Anako hopefully will not create that kind of story for our kind who are willing to find fulfillment on the path of marriage and family living. That is our prayer. That is our prayer. And everybody, wherever you may be, what story are you creating for your kind? Ìpín La Bá Waye. Yes, it might have been destined that the former queen would be queen. But the thing is, certain things were destined. Despite the fact that what would be, we have roles to play. If you are destined to be queen, there are people, everybody will not like you. There are people, many people, in fact, including those who are not destined to be queen, who will not be happy, who will question, why would it be you that will be the queen out of the millions of ladies who are willing to be queen? Why would it be you? You know, some of them are so desperate, some of them are devilish, some of them have psychic powers, some of them are mischievous, and the list of negative adjectives to describe the people who envy you continues. So it is for you to play your part well, to ensure that it may be sweet, that it may be plenteous, that it may endure. Destined to be a queen, maybe the period of your queenship is not stated in the records. It is your duty. Yes, you've been destined to be queen, maybe for a night, and it may endure. That is where you come in. Yet the destiny has been fulfilled. It is your destiny to become the president of your country. You become president for one night. Destiny has been fulfilled. You become vice president, and the president dies, and then it was just your turn to be sworn in. That's the path that will take you to becoming president. Then when you now ascend that seat, it becomes your duty to defend it. Ìpín La Bá Waye, but you've got roles to play. That's one of the lessons I want to leave behind today as I discuss the proverb, Ìpín La Bá Waye. We are here by destiny. But even at that, you have roles to play. One, you will get there. But it is your duty to ensure that it tarries. You have roles to play, because everybody cannot like you. As a matter of fact, it's your duty to ensure that it happens. If you are destined to be a queen, and those who had seen that before you, ahead of time, may afflict you with drunkenness, may afflict you with prostitution, may afflict you with pilfering, may afflict you with anything that would make it impossible for a queen to say, come on, let her come in as my queen. So when you pass the test of defending your destiny by remaining morally upright, another test is ahead of you to make sure that you defend the throne that you ascended, so that you tarry on the throne. So don't forget, Ìpín La Bá Waye, we are here by destiny, but we have roles to play. And the third lesson I would like to leave behind is, when people are in trouble, Don't despise them. Don't despise them. Let them live their destiny. The Lord who created them would make all things right at the appropriate time. Many times the people who reproach others, who despise others, who torment others by talking ill of them because of the problems that they are having, have worse problems that they should give attention to, but they will not do that. They would rather concentrate on other people's lives and disrespect them. You have no gain in that if you care to know. And that's it on this episode of Sound As No Self. My name is Bola Omotayo. I'll see you again at the right time. Bye for now.